Nan. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Today, we have a very juicy topic to talk about. But for those of you just joining us, welcome. This is our little spiritual chit chat that we do, and we have so much fun with it. For those of you returning listeners, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Any of you, please, if you enjoy this, give us 5 stars, click like, click subscribe, because it really does help get us to the top of the searches in the podcast world.
And share us, babies. We are for everyone. Trust me. Someone will get something out of this, even if it is annoyed. So come and join us and make sure that you are sharing us with your friends and family.
So speaking of annoyed, let's go to a juicy topic. This week, we're going to cover all of the goods on ethics and integrity, victim versus empowerment. Should everyone be doing this work, Tara? All of those juicy topics.
You sure you didn't want to call this Tara's Trigger 6927? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Let's talk a little bit, Nan, about a post I put out.
You know
And
what? How about we start? If you have it handy, can you read it? I feel that that's best for our listeners who are not on. I'm going to date myself and date Tara. We're a little bit older, so we have Facebook as sort of the primary thing, which we've been told by our kids is the old lady platform. So this is where her post went up, and it got a lot of incredible feedback.
posted this in my private Facebook group. So anyone that's in this group is generally a lover of all things spirit essence. But also there's a lot of practitioners in there. And so I did it because I was really looking for a conversation, Nan, on the topic. So I've got it here and I
Okay.
tagged you in it as I
Yeah.
did some of my goody mediums and spiritual people. So it says, so I'm about to ruffle some feathers here, but alas, I'm a Scorpio, and this is how discussions are made. What in the sweet goddess is going on with all of these soul entrepreneurs and the here is how I make $10,000 in a month? I am literally asking you. There are so many groups of women right now out there providing nearly the identical information and claiming that they have the golden ticket to abundance. Working with spirit should never be about exchange, monetary or otherwise. The exchange is the result of doing the work, but it is not why we do the work. I get the whole, if I make more, I can do more. But in that same line of thinking, would it not be easy to just fall into the thought process that you constantly would need more? And just who are you doing more for? My spirit business is healthy and it always has been. My work with spirit and others has always provided enough for me to be able to live comfortably and to do what I need to do, even hire a team to help me. I do worry though, and this is my humble opinion, which of course we are all entitled to, that there is a lot of people claiming to do the work who are not doing the work. Trust your intuition when working with individuals claiming to be able to help you make 10,000 a month doing spirits work. And you are all worthy, and I say this with my full chest, Nan, we are all worthy of doing that. You, me, anyone who is authentically doing the work. I love social media and I swear I want to do every TikTok trend, but my vanity will not let me. Better for everyone, I'm sure. But spiritual and metaphysical work is something that everyone can do, but not everyone should do. Feathers now ruffled.
I love it. Now, I'm going to digress for a second because of the comment that you made about my vanity won't let me. My vanity has allowed me to subscribe to kind of the whole when somebody comes in and says, I have the next weight loss pill that's going to change your life, and after 30 days of taking this you're going to drop 50 pounds. And I think it's really similar with the spirituality thing. If people can do what they want to do what they love, get to the result that they want, and have it be a quick fix by investing for a low monthly fee of $50 or whatever it is, people want it easy. people don't want to do the work. I can't tell you how many like exercise videos I've downloaded but I have to do the work, but they're still sitting on my computer. And I see this a lot with the spirituality, so you've got these beautiful new people emerging, coming out, hanging their little placard up and going, okay, I'm ready to do the work. I'm ready to be of service. And then you've got a seasoned medium who's going, I'm going to teach you how to get to 10 grand a month. Who doesn't want that? Especially if you're sitting there going, oh, I hate my daily muggle job. And if I
Mhm.
could make 10 grand a month, I would quit my muggle job and I would go do this. However, some of this, if not a lot of it, is snake oil being sold.
Okay. I have a peer that does the work, and her thing is ethical mediumship. And I think that is exceptionally important to tap
Mm,
into that. If you are going to claim that you can help someone become a medium, I'm not opposed to the $10,000. Don't get me wrong. If
mhm.
you are a good medium, if you are good at what you do, you will have the influx of people that will want to see you. If you are
Yes.
authentically good at what you do, you will have people that will want to come and see you, participate in your programs, your classes, your circles, your one-on-ones, whatever it is. And as much as integrity is involved, not everyone should do the work. So come to a circle, see if you hit the mark. Everyone's a psychic, Nan. Everyone's a medium. Everyone
Mhm.
wants to make $10,000. A month. I don't know anyone who doesn't want to do that, baby.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to actually do the work. Just because we have the innate natural ability doesn't mean it is our greatest gift or talent. I don't like to use the word gift, but you know what I mean. It doesn't mean
Yes.
it's not. Everyone can do math, but there's always going to be someone that can do it better.
To interrupt you for a second,
Yeah.
I've seen some people on Instagram where I'm like, oh my God, they have 10,000 followers. They must be really phenomenal. And then I've listened to the junk coming out of their mouth and I go, oh, you're just a good marketer.
Well, and truth, right? I did a podcast for someone today. One of the things that she was talking to me about was, how big do you want to be? And I was like, I'm not focused on quantity. I'd like to be visible. I am visible. I but I'm not on quantity. I'm on quality. The people that
Yeah.
are following me, are they the ones that need me to do the work with them, not for them? The for them ones will drain us faster than our heads can spin,
Mhm.
right? Because you're just feeding into almost like a psychosis. I can't do this, but I see Nan or I see Tara as the end all be, or I see James Van Prague or Teresa Caputo because they're on TV. They're constantly in your face. Right? So now we're looking at this idea that, having, there's someone that has like 100,000 people on their YouTube channel. Okay. And actually it wasn't YouTube, it was Instagram. And when I asked her to be part of an event um back in January, she insisted she come for free. It was a summit, everyone pays because this is like an advertising thing, right? Come see what Nan does. And she's like, I will bring my whole 95,000 people on Instagram. It'll be amazing. It'll be great, but I'm not paying you. So my assistant was completely against it. She was like, "Hell's no, no. If Joe Blow that has 300 people is going to pay, then this person." I said, "You know what? Let's see what she's offering. Let's just see. No harm, no foul." Do you know what she offered me? Big
Nope.
fat nothing. She barely promoted. She didn't participate in the emails and the messages that was to raise the vibration, that was able to allow people to see and promote. We do all the work for them. And not one person signed up under them.
No.
Not one.
But again, we get to that. Is she just a good marketer? And is that 100,000 followers? Is it a bot list?
That's
Yeah,
what
like,
I'm saying. Here we go. She brought nothing to my table, yet claimed to have all this visibility and this. So we really need to be aware of what's out there and what's being
and
presented.
you and I have built our business the same way. And I think obviously we align with each other. We wouldn't be doing a podcast together. But I have built my business on word of mouth. I have built my business on referral. I have built my business on authentic and heartfelt connections. And it's so when I literally, it, I think this is Nancy's trigger number 2.
We got to be on 3.
We got maybe 3, but Tara's trigger 9,762. I see everybody. I'm going to make you rich. I'm going to help you, explode your spiritual company. And I flip past them quicker than whatever. I unfollow them. I can't, it's too much.
It's a fabrication, because if how many of these women, and bless them for trying to do what they feel is best. This is not a judgment call, even though it sounds like it. This is not a judgment call. If you feel like you got the tools that you can help someone do this kind of money, and you are showing the receipts for that, though, show me that for the last 6 months you've made $30,000 a month
Mhm.
based on your program, what you've put together. We've said it 1,000 times. I've done this work for so long, and only just before COVID did I really start branching out into social media. And I branched because everything was, like you said, word of mouth.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. So when I shortly met you after COVID, one of the things that I found interesting and I watched happen in your world, people saw you and the success that you have, and they started coming to you for business consultations in addition to the readings and doing the work and stuff. And I think that that's where some of this is with some of these other ladies. They're lovely ladies. There's some that walk within our world that good for you, go do it. We're not judging it all. But if you have the skill set, if you have that, right? So the people that you were offering that to, they could take it and they could utilize that. They could put it into effect and start to build their companies. That's fantastic. It's when it's the people, and I'm thinking of one person in particular that I introduced you to, and we sat and we kind of scratched our head a little bit and thought, interesting. Now you're building a business. And even though I've talked about quality rather than quantity, when I looked at this individual's Instagram and I'm like, you only have 300 followers, how can you tell me you know how to build my business to $10,000 a month when I am not visually seeing any success that's represented on your social media platforms, but you're telling me you can build my social media platforms to bring in all this revenue?
Okay, I know who you're talking about, and I just want to clarify something for the audience. This individual, out of the blue, does a certain type of modality, and then out of the blue started posting that they were able to align you with your highest and best in your building of your business as a spiritualist. And that's what Nan's saying. There was no receipt to be able to look at that. And I think it's really, really important, everyone, audience. Are we listening? Because I'm about to say it louder for those in the back. It is important to look at not necessarily how many people are following them, but the integrity of the work they're doing and their testimonials. And here's the thing, testimonials can be made up. People that have taken something with this individual, if it's local people that have had a session with this individual, or hook up with them and trust your intuition. Most people will give a 10-15 minute consultation if you're going to sign up for a program with someone, right? I have no problem if you want to be in my mentorship. Actually, okay, I shouldn't say I have a problem. I do have a problem. I have many problems, but this one is I can control. I do. If you want to be in a mentorship program with me, you need to sit in a session with me, a 15-minute session free of charge, to make sure that we are aligned, that what I'm willing to offer through spirit, or spirit's willing to offer through me, aligns with what you're looking for. And I will say this, Nan, and this goes back to, like, just because you can do this doesn't mean you should. Not everyone it does calculus like lickety split, right? Some of us can't divide. You know, it's a hard thing. Anyway, my point being is that realistically, you have to be able to say no to someone.
Mhm.
You have to be able to say, you know what, sweetie, I don't think that I can work with you because I feel like you're going in a different direction than I can facilitate. If you're lucky, I could tell you who you should go and see. Or if I don't feel that you have the, it's not the integrity always, sometimes it's the willpower. And so I've turned people away, not a lot, because usually what happens is they say, okay, you want me to show me how to work with myself. And that's what an empowerment medium does. So
Right.
boom. But my point being is that look for someone whose the integrity is as real as can be. And yeah, there's always going to be, think of all those phone calls you get from the people with the accent saying that you have that they want to give you a new cell phone because the one you have, and you don't even have that cell phone. You know what I mean? People still fall for it.
Do your homework, investigate who's proposing to you. Look at online reviews, right? Does their energy align with you? Do they have like a 15-minute free session where you can sit and go, yes, we are totally aligned on where I want to take my business, where they took theirs, with their energy, with my energy, their beliefs, my beliefs. Because it does make a huge difference. And just returning to your comment on the ethics, I know Tara and myself both cover this in any of the training that we do. We will go over ethics and kind of an outline of what expectations are around the ethics of mediumship and psychic. For example, you don't tell anyone when they're about to die. There is no such thing as curses and hex and different things like that, right? And when you deliver something, you can deliver it in a certain way that's respectful.
We
Go
don't
in.
cause fear. How are we helping anyone if we're causing fear? And the
Yeah.
spirit will always give you a way to give the information that will allow the person, whether you need to go see a doctor. You know what I mean? We don't diagnose, we don't do any of that because we don't have that background. Just because spirit tells us it's so, it's up to you to make sure that that is so,
Yeah.
right? So, there is etiquette to this work.
Mhm.
And that's what a lot of people don't, that just, look at it and like, oh, I can read a card for someone. I can read this card, right? And tell them what it means. But are you really reading the card? Do you really understand what you're giving that person? I'm going to give a quick example, Nan. I think you're going to fall out of your chair. Sammy just came in. Hi, Sammy. Um, you're going to fall out of your chair. I had a woman come, and she's so lovely, and it was a bit of a rushed reading 'cause she was a little bit late because of an accident and whatever. And when she came in, I was giving the reading. It was not a mediumship reading, even though a spirit came in. This was definitely someone who had some questions about life and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she told me, she stopped me as I was about to go into relationships, and she could feel I was about to go into relationships with spirit. And she said to me, I want to ask you something. And I said, okay. She says, I was told by a woman that I have a cord I need to sever with a past relationship. And at the end of that cord is a demon that follows me around. We're talking integrity, my boo-boos. And I haven't heard one of these ones in a long time. I just about fell out of my seat. And I looked at her and I said, oh, boo. And in that moment, I realized she was only here to clarify that statement.
Yeah.
She was only coming to me because this
Ding dong.
told her two things. One, she would never ever have the happy life that she wanted as a mother, a stay-at-home mom, raising children. That lifestyle was not going to be for her, and told her that she had severed this cord. She could sever this cord. And I said to her, "Oh, sweetie, I am so sorry." And we had a discussion. I explained a few things about the lack of demons in this world and all these things. And then I looked at her and I said, "Tell me, after she said this to you, did
How
she
much?
offer you to get rid of it for two, three, four, $5,000?" And she said, no, she didn't. And I was like, well, that's interesting because that would have been the next step I would have seen that person going.
Exactly. Now,
So
who doesn't love a good demon in the show Supernatural? I mean, I love TV shows.
I thought you were going to say who doesn't love a good demon in bed. I was like, well, I don't know what you mean by that exactly, but you didn't go there. So I will come out of there. Why does that woman? Now, you can go into cultural beliefs and you can go into all sorts of things, and she really believes this is what she's saying. That's a problem because she left that woman worse off than when she came in. We are here to be of service. We are here to help people follow a positive path forward, even if that means you have to do a little bit of the work that makes you uncomfortable, uneasy. Okay. But the whole goal of it is that once you get past that space, babies, you start walking into love and light, right? You're like, okay, this life's a little bit easier. Things feel a little bit more effortless because it got rid of the baggage. That baggage is not a demon with horns coming out of its head holding on to you for dear life.
Maybe symbolic demon, but no.
I think a lot of the wording that is being used by people, things like, oh, you've got a demonic and you got to sever this tie. We talk about severing ties all the time, cutting cords, etc., etc. And people come at you. Severing is such a harsh word. I'm like, really? You probably need a harsh action then, right? Get rid, cut the tie. But, calling it a demon, there is a good chance that this woman is unethical. She was going to hit her up for some kind of like witchy poo cure thing. And I don't mean anything bad about witchies, but you know what I mean. I have the tools you can get rid of this. Sleep with sand under your pillow and sprinkle yourself in salt, right? But honestly, think about this for a second. She said, you need to sever a cord with a past relationship that is toxic and has a demon attached to the end of it that's following you around. What if she said, hey, sweetie, the reason your relationships aren't coming to fruition is that you are carrying a past burden, and that negative energy, that demon, that negative energy, you're holding on to it. So let's release that, right? You know you're in a good place. You know you can move forward. You know that that was just a lesson learned. There's so much you could have done with that.
And this is where it comes into the ethics behind presentation. One of the people I studied with was just actually really good and talked to me about the story behind how you deliver things, right? So how is it that you're going to use your words to paint a beautiful story rather than a horror movie? And
Yes,
and how you deliver it is 100% how it's going to affect the goodness or harm to the person that you're delivering that message to. Does that make sense?
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Many years ago on platform, a gentleman gave a message to someone that turned out to be one of my, well, I knew it was one of my sister's friends. And he said to this woman, he said, oh, your son's gonna like fall out of a tree and break his arm. Ah, what a shitty summer.
Manifestation, your mind is so strong, and that's both positive and negative. So if I tell you you've got a demon, you're going to manifest this negativity,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden all you see is negative. Whereas if I say, hey, let's work on unpacking that baggage and filling it with gold.
Exactly. Same with that little boy. All he had to say was, little boys will be little boys. Maybe make sure he's not climbing onto things that he shouldn't be or hanging out where he shouldn't be. You know,
Yeah,
now you've done your due diligence, other than scare her that she's going to have a problem. Now, he didn't break his arm, but he didn't hurt himself, but he didn't break his arm. But
yeah.
still, boys will be boys. What is she supposed to do with that information?
Well, and planting that seed of doubt and negativity didn't help her at all because all
No,
she's going to
because
do.
now she's every time he goes outside, she's like, "Oh, am I going to the hospital today?" Where I feel like I'm talking like that slug lady in Monsters Inc.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
You are. I think it's because you're waving your fun pen. And
I am. For
yeah,
those of you that can't see, I got the best pen. It is a jellyfish, and it moves, and I love it so much. I can't help it. Okay, Nan, call it a day, Fred. I think we have beaten this one to a pulp.
100%. So yeah, everyone listening, if you're still here, thank you. And
This was fun.
Absolutely. And if we've triggered you in any way, write into us. Give us a little few words. If it's resonated with you, write into us. Give us a few words. Give us thumbs ups and likes.
We read them all, guys. We do. We read
We
them
do.
all. We want to hear them. Without your help, we can't keep doing this. So let the people, around you know about us. Give us that 5-star review. I think Nan and I are going to start having a little bit of merchandise or something, coming up sooner than later, that you give us a review and we're gonna send you a sticker that tells you to have a good day.
It's going to be better than that. But stay tuned because we've got good stuff coming and we still are working on that surprise for you. So you got to listen to one more episode before you know what it is. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.